friends. Welcome to this week's episode of Did You Like It? I'm going to call it that because I feel like that's a question we ask everybody when someone's like, oh, I just saw blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, did you like it? Like, that's what we all
Yeah.
say. So
What's the Instagram page?
it's really good. You should watch it.
I think that's too long, Krisha.
I know. I
Did you like
posted,
it? It's pretty good.
maybe we should just change it to that. But I feel like did you like it? Like, as like the Instagram page is too vague.
Oh, maybe that's the catchphrase.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. I posted on like my story the week before I like made the page, like, hey guys, I need ideas for a movie club name. I got one suggestion from my little sister and it was like movie meetups with the bros. And I was like, no. Maybe we'll change it later. But for now, it's really good. You should watch it. Is gonna be the name. Anyway, this is Did You Like It? Where I talk about the movie of the week with a special guest. This week's special guest is my brother-in-law, AJ. Say hi, AJ.
Hi.
So a little bit about AJ. AJ grew up in Eagle Mountain, Utah. He is the oldest of 6 kids. He's addicted to Diet Dr. Pepper. And we're in a support group together. Not really. His favorite movie is The Batman, which if you haven't seen it, you should go watch it right now. And in his free time, he likes to lift weights, play with his dogs, and of course, watch movies. So thank you for joining me. In case you guys don't know, AJ is also a YouTuber, kind of. He's been a little bit inactive lately. But he does give really good advice on his YouTube channel. So go check it out. I will probably go link your Instagram page when I post this. Anyway, this week's movie was Bride and Prejudice. So AJ, what did you think? Did you like it?
Dude, okay. First of all, I have never seen Pride and Prejudice, like the original.
You've never seen Pride and Prejudice?
So we probably should have started with that.
Oh dear.
I had no
Okay.
idea what to expect. Did I like it? No.
No.
I did not like it. Well, here's the thing. Well, I guess I just didn't know what to expect. So I got thrown off guard. I got thrown for a loop because there was 10 music scenes. And not that I'm opposed to music scenes, but I was not expecting there to be so much singing.
But it's a Bollywood film. Do you not know that about Bollywood?
Well, I did. I just didn't know it was that much.
Yeah.
It was 5 minutes of dialogue and then music scene. And then it was more dialogue and then music scene, which is
I
fine.
feel like it was only rewatching it because the beginning, admittedly, is hard to get through because it's very there's a lot of music in the beginning. But I feel like after the first 20 to 30 minutes, it's all Bollywood because they're in India. But then after that, it gets kind of more what we're used to, So.
Yeah, no, that's true. It does settle down and then they actually go with the story. I kind of feel like they used a lot of music scenes. It filled the runtime.
Yeah.
If you take out all the music and dancing, it's probably just an hour and a half movie, but it's a 2 hour long movie.
Yeah. True.
Which is fine. But as far as the story goes, I think if I would have been able to see, if I would have gone in knowing what the story was going to be, then I would have been able to more
appreciate it more,
or maybe just have a better comparison. But the whole time I was and maybe I'm supposed to feel this way, I was this Darcy guy's an idiot. He's so stupid. While I was watching it, I thought it was just interesting, the culture of getting married and how that is your job. It's the parents' job to get their daughters married. And it's I was thinking about kind of our modern day dating culture where it's go figure it out, go find love or whatever. But it was an arranged marriage for his friend, for Darcy's friend, the Indian guy. And he was happy about it. And he trusted his family to find him a good match. And so I was would I trust my parents to find me a good match? I don't know. So,
I don't know either.
But I also thought it was for them, it's not there's a long courtship,
Well,
it's
what's interesting, I think, about this movie is that this whole arranged marriage thing, as far as I know, is not a thing anymore in the UK. But as far as I know, again, I should have done my research, but like it is like still a part of like traditional Indian culture to like, you know, have an arranged marriage kind of thing, to like be so formal with your with the interaction, like with like the girl you're trying to get and with her family and stuff. And so I think that's why this movie is kind of cool, is because like even though the themes and premise of Pride and Prejudice are like not applicable to like modern day UK, they were still applicable to like the modern India. And so I think that was like a kind of cool crossover. Anyway, what else did you think?
So the other thing that stuck out to me, which I thought was really stupid on, and this is just against the character, was like when the Darcy guy, they like he goes on a date with Lolita, is that her
Yeah,
name?
yeah.
And then like in the next scene, it's like, oh, this is his girlfriend.
I
And
know.
I was like, bro, you couldn't like be like, hey, like technically I have a girlfriend, but like I don't love her. Like maybe explain that
Hmm.
before you make this
Yeah.
other girl fall in love with you. Like, come on,
Yeah,
dude.
that part was like that's not in like the Jane Austen novel
Oh, okay. Cause I was
or
like,
like the movie. And so, and the other thing is they never bring her up again. Like after that scene, we're like, oh, I have like this girlfriend I never told you about. After that, it's like, we don't know what happened to
yeah, there's
Anne.
never a scene where it's like he's like, hey, like I love this other, like he doesn't ever break up with
Yeah.
her. They just go off
Hmm.
and
No.
yeah. I guess, but overall, oh, I did like the
Don't say Wickham.
no, not Wickham, the Indian guy from America who kind of
Um,
kind of why
I think it's Balraj.
I thought his laugh was really funny.
Oh no, wait, you're talking about Mr. Coley. Yeah.
Yeah,
Once he came in, like the movie got like really funny, I
I
think.
thought he was a great character. Lolita didn't like wasn't interested in him, but I thought he was funny. He kind
Yeah.
of like livened up. Well, I guess the movie was always alive, but he was just funny, so I liked him.
He was like more of the comedic side that the movie
Yeah,
needed, I think.
yeah,
Which like so his character in Pride and Prejudice is not like that at all. He's like kind of very dry and like still like very desperate the way that Mr. Coley is, but like way more dry. His laugh, man.
yeah. That was like the best part. What
Oh
did you
yeah.
think about Darcy and Lolita's relationship?
So I like that a lot in this film because in the original Pride, I cannot believe you have not seen Pride and Prejudice, and I can't. If I knew that, I would have made you watch that beforehand. But anyway, so in Pride and Prejudice, like the one with Keira Knightley in it, because like they have to be so like appropriate in their courtship. There's not a lot of like build up to a relationship, I feel like. But in this movie, like I really liked that it had like kind of a classic dating montage. Like I think they had more interactions. Like I feel like Mr. Darcy, the guy who plays them, like you could tell that he liked Lolita, and like could tell from early on that he liked her. Whereas in the Pride and Prejudice film, like Mr. Darcy is again like very dry, very like it's kind of angsty, and you can't really tell like what he's feeling. But in this one, I like that like they could be more emotional because of it was like set in a different time in a different country kind of thing. So I liked their relationship. But
Yeah.
what did you think? Did you like them, or did you think it wasn't built up enough?
Here's my thing. I guess like I didn't understand the Darcy, Mr. Darcy's I didn't understand him. Like, yeah, obviously he walks in like the first like party scene and he's like checking her out and like you can tell like he's interested. And then they're like, hey, you should go dance with her. And he's like rude. And he's like, no. Like, and then he just walks
Mm-hmm.
away.
Mm-hmm.
But then like in the next scene, he's like, wait, actually, like let me talk to you. But then when he's
Yeah.
talking to her, he's like so pretentious and like I do know a little bit about like how in Pride and Prejudice, like Mr. Darcy is supposed to like come off that way. I
Yeah.
just didn't. I was there was a I didn't see when like
When it switched.
because he didn't really change. Like that's what I didn't get. I guess
What do you
was
mean he
like
didn't change? Like he didn't change from like being like rude to being nice? Like
I
you
guess
felt
maybe I
like
never understood his reasoning for being rude
I think
from the very beginning.
in the very beginning, I think he was just like uncomfortable like being a Westerner in like kind of thrown into like this
I
Indian
guess
wedding
so. Yeah,
scene.
that makes sense.
Like just imagine like a palangi like coming to like a full
A
blown
Polynesian.
Samoan wedding. Like
Yeah. And I guess like the way they were dancing, like if that was me, I'd be like, no, I don't really want to dance either.
yeah, you just
But
feel
in
kind of silly doing
yeah,
it, I feel like. So yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I thought their relationship was fine.
There is a part in the movie where they're at the hotel in India and Darcy is telling Lolita like he's thinking about buying that hotel. And then
Mhm.
Lolita goes off on her like spiel about like tourism and how like you people don't want to show the real India, like you just want to like
Yeah. Uh-huh.
do this and like throw a little bit of India in it. That kind of got me thinking about tourism. I just want to know like what were your thoughts about like what she said? Darcy was making the argument like, "Oh, don't you want to like see more jobs?" And she was like, you guys like this isn't really helping." I don't know. What did you think?
That's a great question. I think I can see it from both perspectives, but I also feel like it's kind of when it's the idea of like when you're just happy where you're at and like the rich man coming in and say, but we can make this better. Like,
Mhm.
but you're already happy where you're at. Like, I don't need it to be better. I guess like when we think about it, I kind of think about just like Samoa and like bringing tourism there and stuff. And I don't know. I guess I'm kind of the opinion that like I think it would be good. Like I don't think
Yeah.
that like even if it isn't in the old India, like I think it's fine. Bring your hotel. Like I don't think it's maybe I just don't think that it's a bad thing. But I don't know because I do know India is very overpopulated. So
Mhm.
I think it's
Yeah.
hard for me to really understand where the lead is coming from. And I guess being like raised and growing up in America, I understand more of like the
Darcy's
corporate
side
life.
of the argument.
Yeah. But you grew up in Samoa. So
Yeah.
maybe you can share like how you would feel about that again from coming from Samoa.
So I've talked to Tasi about this before. I feel like tourism is such a classist thing still and like almost like racist as well because like so we went to Cancun in Mexico for honeymoon and everybody who works in the hotel is like from there. Like they're from Mexico. So all these locals are serving like granted there were a lot of like other like locals at the hotel as well like as guests, but like there were majority of people from America, tourists from like all over the world. And so like you have like these white people coming in and like the like minority people are still serving them. And so that's why I feel like it's kind of like if you really think about it, I feel like it is still a sign that like racism is still like institutionalized in like the tourism industry. I think, I don't know, maybe you guys watching this can give your opinions as well. But that's just how I feel. And it's weird, like, because like for me growing up in Samoa, if we went to like hotels and like just stayed there for a little bit, it felt weird because like it was like Samoans like serving me and I'm like, well, I'm also from here, so this is really weird.
Yeah.
Like to like
So you don't need to clean up after me.
yeah, I'm like, no, 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 like I got it. It just feels a little bit weird for me, I guess. So yeah, so I feel like I understand Lolita's point a little bit more.
No, I see that.
So yeah.
I see both sides because I guess like Mr. Darcy bringing a hotel is the whole like ultimately who profits? It's him, right? Like you can
Yeah.
say, oh, but what about these jobs and stuff? And it's like, yeah, but like it's not like those jobs are gonna bring those people out of poverty. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Also, if you think about like Hawaii during the pandemic, there was like a lot of controversy about like tourism in Hawaii. I feel like I saw an article somewhere where it was saying like because people are so interested in buying like property in Hawaii, like for vacation homes and stuff, that's why housing is so expensive there. Cause like all these mainlanders like want to have like these beach houses to go to or whatever. And so like that's kind of the off, I mean, like the bad side of tourism. In Samoa, like tourism is a huge like I'm pretty sure it's our main source of income, like as a country. I could be wrong. I should look that up again. But
Interesting, like with Hawaii, like tourism has kind of been a culture killer in a way
mm-hmm.
because like how often do you find someone who is pure Hawaiian?
Mm-hmm.
Like I guess from a bloodline standpoint, like in Samoa, Samoa's a little bit more secluded and it's not at like as
Yeah, not
crazy as
as
Hawaii.
accessible.
Yeah, and also like tourism and stuff can kind of damage the like natural beauty of things. But then,
Hmm.
like you said, but it's also like a big like income booster. So I think
Yeah,
there has to be a balance between both
yeah,
of them.
yeah, for sure. Okay, moving on. I love the No Life Without Wife musical number. Do you remember that one?
Oh yeah, that one's
That one was
funny.
so
Yeah.
good. I think I liked it best because it kind of like it was like more American and it had like this montage of like what her life would be like with Mr. Coley, which was really funny. So, but yeah.
One thing I was thinking about them, I'm like, man, they have so many options. Like there's these four daughters in there, and then another thing I was thinking, I was like, dang, like, yeah, it really helps when you're rich. Like they all like wanted to get with Mr. like those people because like they were rich. Like
Hmm.
even the Indian guy who came from America was like rich. And so I was like,
Hmm.
this is an interesting take.
Did you recognize anyone in this cast like right away? No. No one?
No. Should I have
No.
recognized someone?
I don't know. I don't know if you watched any of these movies. Most obvious one I think was Darcy's little sister.
Oh,
Um,
she's from Game of Thrones. I did recognize her.
no, she's not.
Yeah, she is.
Darcy's little sister?
Oh wait, no, not wait. Which is the sister, the other guy's sister?
Oh, the Indian sister, the one
No, no, no,
Balraj's sister.
no. The Darcy's friend sister.
Yeah, she's like British.
She has like a long neck.
Yeah, she's like super tall, skinny. She's in Game
Yeah.
of Thrones. Wait, let me look that up. I've never watched Game of Thrones, so I wouldn't know. Oh, she's gonna be an Obi-Wan Kenobi, apparently. Oh, she is in Game of Thrones. Okay, I did not know that. What is her name in the movie? Kieran. Kieran is from Game of Thrones. So Darcy's little sister. Have you ever seen Gilmore Girls?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Well, she's in Gilmore
I'm gonna be
Girls.
honest. I think you asked the wrong guy to watch this movie.
I probably did, but we're educating you, and that's what matters. So she's in Gilmore Girls. Lolita. Lolita. Have you ever seen Pink Panther Part 2?
Yeah.
Okay, Lolita is in that.
Oh, I recognize her now that you say that.
Yeah, I actually totally forgot about that, and I googled like what movies she'd been in before, because most of them, almost all of them, are like Indian films, except for this one, which was her first British film, and then Pink Panther 2, which I haven't seen in so long, but it's such a funny
I think
movie.
she's the thief.
Yeah, she's the villain. Turns out, sorry if we spoiled it for anyone, but
Spoilers.
it's
Spoilers.
from 2009. So if you haven't seen it, it just means you were very young at the time. So that's the only other thing that I know she was in. Darcy, his name is Martin Henderson. He's actually from New Zealand. And he was in like a bunch of like New Zealand like TV shows. One of them was Shortland Street. If anyone is from New Zealand, you'll know what that is. And now he's in Virgin River, which is a TV show on Netflix. But he was friends with Heath Ledger. So he
Oh.
started in New Zealand and then he moved to Australia to do some movies and TV shows. And he got cast in a movie or TV show with Heath Ledger and they became friends and lived together for a little bit. So R.I.P. Heath Ledger. What did you think of Wickham? Do you remember who Wickham is?
He was like the bad guy.
Yeah.
As soon as he came on screen, I got who's the bad guy in Frozen?
Hans.
I got Hans vibes. I was like, this guy's he's too nice. Okay, but this is another reason that I thought Mr. Darcy was stupid. Why didn't he just
Why?
tell Lolita
I know.
that
Oh,
like
also, this brings up another plot hole because he tells her, like, oh, he got my sister pregnant when she was 16. What happened to the baby? Like, where is the baby? Did she have an abortion? What happened? Like, we
yeah.
just like dropped that bomb and then like left it there.
Well, and
So,
yeah, and then so I just don't I feel like the characters like intentions I didn't get because I don't
mhm.
understand why Wickham would like try and like did he try and kidnap the little sister or did the little sister just like run away?
So she like in okay, so in this film, she kind of just like ran
Like
away
didn't she
with
leave a
him.
note or something?
Yeah. So she leaves a note. We don't even know what's on the note, which I'm like, okay, I guess that scene didn't work and they took it out of the film. And she's missing for a couple days. Oh yeah, because the dad comes in from India and is like working with the police to try and find her. So she does run away with Wickham. And like in the scenes where like they're just about to find Wickham, it looks like Wickham is like just really trying to like come on to her kind of thing. And I don't know, they didn't really build that part up very much, but
I like felt like she wasn't in any danger because then they found them at a movie theater. It's not like Wickham was like trying to like hold her for ransom or like
yeah. So yeah, that part was kind of I agree.
that's why
It
I was
doesn't seem
confused.
very dangerous.
I was like, well, she wanted to run away because she fell in love, and like, if Wickham like wants money, like, why didn't he just
Mhm.
marry into the family? Or like, I guess I didn't understand Wickham's intentions, which was like
Yeah.
the whole thing about the movie. I'm like, I don't really know these characters'
Where are these
motivation.
characters coming from?
Yeah.
In Pride and Prejudice, what happens is Wickham does run away with like one of the younger sisters and kind of like does hold her for ransom, like writes a letter to her dad and says like not like a ransom note, like, hey, I have your daughter, give me this much money, but kind of like because the whole idea is that like if people find out that she ran away with this guy, like her reputation would be ruined, which
Oh,
was a big deal back then. And so he was like, hey, here's how much you have to make her dowry for me to marry her. Because if he didn't marry her, she would have a ruined reputation and no prospects to like get married. So yeah. So they do
did they
give
get
him like,
married in the film? What happens in the
yeah,
film?
they do. They get married.
Oh, so there's no weird fight scene.
No, there is no weird fight scene. So this one was kind of satisfying to see Wickham get punched. They do make like the relationship between like the main girl Lizzie and Wickham is not as built up as like Lolita and Wickham in this one,
Oh,
because Wickham like almost like kisses her, like just spends that whole concert with her, whatever. So like that part is different too. I will say I was very mad that they did not kiss at the end of the movie.
that was weird, right? I
It
was
was
waiting
weird.
for it.
Yeah, you're like waiting for it. It's like slow motion, and then she just like puts his head on his chest, and I'm like, what? What is this?
I wonder if there was like a clause somewhere in like one of the
Maybe
contracts that was like, they will not
I will
kiss.
not kiss. I feel like it does kind of go along with like I don't know.
Is it a cultural thing?
Yeah, like
You're not
maybe it's
allowed
a
to kiss until
cultural
you're married.
thing. Yeah, I don't know. And then they get married the same day as like the other sister.
So I this is what I thought of the ending. I thought they were like, well, let's wrap it all up, like, and they lived happily ever after. Like, I don't know, they just like shoehorned it in there.
Kind of a classic 2000s
Yeah,
ending.
yeah.
They're like
They just like
everybody's
resolve
happy.
everything in the last like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Forget about Anne, the girlfriend. We don't know what happened to her. Forget about the little sister's baby that she had from Wickham, apparently. That was weird. I'm like the kind of person where like if the two main characters do not kiss, like I will be mad. Do you feel that way when you watch a movie?
Well, if it's meant like, for example, like I don't know if you ever saw like the Last Jedi movie.
No.
Oh, well, in that one they kiss at the end and it's like there was no
There
chemistry.
was no. Oh wait, no, you're talking about Ray and.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
And
yes, I did see that.
Kylo
Yeah. Okay,
Ren.
so that was. I will agree that was out of the blue.
So, but like if it is like where they are building it up, then yeah, it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's a little cherry on top.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's why this movie for me is like a B minus C plus.
A B minus C plus. Do you want to know how much it got on Rotten Tomatoes?
How much?
64%.
Oh, so even lower than
So
what
you're
I
right.
gave
You're right there.
it. Why did you pick this as your first movie
Oh,
to
I
review?
forgot to talk about this. Yes. So what happened was I finished watching the second season of Bridgerton like a week before I started this. And in that season, they have the two female leads are both their characters are both Indian. And I guess I was just in the mood for like Pride and Prejudice meets India, and there's literally a movie for that, as we've seen. Just because I really loved the second season of Bridgerton. So I was just coming off that high and needed something like to go with that kind of taste. So that's why I picked this one. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you for watching this movie. If you did, hopefully you enjoyed it at least a little bit. And if you've never seen Pride and Prejudice, you should probably go watch that and you'll probably understand this movie a little bit more. like AJ.